1, 2, 3.
Monkey.
Perfect. There we go. Oh, fuck yeah, my titties.
Okay, dude.
Hello, everyone. It's been way too fucking long. It's been like, what, a quarter of a year since I last uploaded a fucking video? Much less a podcast video where I'm hanging with the fellas. Today, joining me is the man, the myth, the legend, Drakiyth.
How's it going?
You guys might be wondering, like, who the fuck is Drakiyth? Well, you're all fools! Because Drakiyth is so important to my channel, guys. Like, you know that little thing I made called Ragefest? Well, guess what? It was inspired by a series, well, there might have been other inspirations, like I Want to Be the Guy, but one of the biggest inspirations was Drakiyth's crappy game review series. Like, if you watch some of his videos, you'll definitely see the influence, and like some of my commentary comes from him, and a couple other people like Rowcow and Bicked Up on a Bus. This guy is a fucking, he's a part of history. So yeah, am I done sucking your dick? Yeah.
No, you can keep going, man.
All right. So yeah. Like, you might not assume all this shit, because, like, right now he's sitting at, like, 415 subscribers, but, like, there's a couple things that happened that led to that sad number and the sad state of his channel today. Number one, he had a previous channel that was called Drakiyth. This one's called Drakiyth777, or Drak's Crappy Game Reviews. The original channel actually had quite a few subs, but then his account got hacked. Is that correct?
Yeah, some asshole that my mom dated back in the day. He got into my information. I had some pretty simple little questions on there, and he knew what the answers were, so he easily changed my password, and he got in there, and he fucking hacked it.
Yeah. And then, as a result, like, most of the videos that you made there were, like, completely destroyed. And I think the only surviving video is like the gulpy one, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of content that was deleted, unfortunately.
Yeah. The ones I remember is, I mostly remember the ones made by Zuhane, like Invasion of the Sexy Chimps, which, I actually played that game for my cousin on his birthday recently, and his reaction was what you would expect. He was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that game was nuts, dude.
Yeah. There was also, like, Heroin Master by Zuhane, which, like...
Yep.
Dude, I'm at work, and I'll just be, like, saying, Heroin Master! Like, just in my head all fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy fuck, Zuhane. And there was a couple other submissions, like Cliché Quest 1 and 2 by Jacob X.
Yes.
Dude, I did so much detective work and digging through that old Chorus Project forum thing just to find out the names of, like, all the old submissions and shit. And
right.
It's just a shame, man. Like, all that stuff got swept away, and there's almost no trace of it. Like, if you try to download Cliché Quest, it was uploaded on Make a Upload, which, as we know, got fucking nuked. So it's like, where the fuck do you go to get that shit?
Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. A lot of it is lost to history,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
At the very least, you showed up in Ephraim 225's Ragefest retrospective.
That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. Alright, so, now we're gonna have a fucking huge list of questions for you to answer, alright? You ready for this shit?
I am ready, man. My body is ready, dude.
Oh, yeah. My body is ready, too, but let's not get too excited, or else it's going to get very inappropriate. All right. So, number one. What made you start Crappy Game Reviews?
Honestly, I've always been, like, a person who really likes chaos, and a person who likes just weird things. I grew up that way, watching funny, a lot of comedy movies and stuff like that, and I just thought it would be pretty hilarious if people wouldn't be so serious in their game creation, and they would instead just kind of throw some satirical humor in there or whatever, and then why not review it? It just seems like something that really hasn't been done. Also, another thing that really inspired me was the the video game nerd. If you guys ever heard of him, I'm sure he's famous. He was the angry video game nerd. I think he was like the Nintendo video game nerd or something like that before he became the angry video game nerd. But he was a big inspiration. So I kind of wanted to do something like that and just go forward with it.
I gotcha. And I think that also inspired me a little, because, like, I've always had a fondness for, like, amateur work. Like, even if it's... Because, like, number one, when you have an amateur making something, you're gonna see some shit that you wouldn't see in, like, a actually business-made fucking game, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, sometimes... Like, obviously, sometimes for good reason, but other times, like, there's good ideas that just never get explored by AAA gaming because they're too afraid to take risks and shit.
Yeah, of course, yeah. There's all the politics involved and shit. Absolutely.
I just have a thing for indie gaming in general because of that whole thing. Like, and I also feel like a lot of indie games just tend to be higher quality. Like, nowadays, AAA gaming has gone down the fucking shitter with its, like, microtransactions and shit.
Yeah. They're like EA, especially EA. They're horrible.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Madden? It's so bad.
No, but I have played Fire Emblem Heroes, and god damn it,
Yeah.
I thought Nintendo was going to be free from this microtransaction loot box shit, but nope.
Yeah. Nope. Not the way. And then, if you like Blizzard Entertainment, they're going down that path now. That's why Mike Morhaime left, and he created that new studio, and like all the people in Blizzard have left because they're tired of what Activision has done to that company. So, yeah, there's a lot of corruption involved with your higher up, companies, and these people are they're not good, man.
Yeah, they're not loot boxes. I mean, we prefer not to call them that. They're surprise mechanics. Fuck that shit, man. When you fucking played my game Legend of Ao, I was like, yeah, he's laughing at all the things I wanted him to.
Yeah, it was funny. You guys did a hell of a job on that. I was really surprised, actually, at the amount of work that you put into that, just simple little game with full motion video and everything. It was really cool.
Yeah. Fun fact that like, when I got SRPG Studio, I originally did it just to, like, support the idea of Fire Emblem making software. And I just started fucking around with it, and, like, just out of nowhere, I kind of started making that game. Like, I made a fucking cutscene or whatever, and was like, I should add more cutscenes to this. And then eventually it just fully formed into an actual game, and everybody I've shown it to, they've laughed their fucking asses off. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah. There was a period where you collaborated with other YouTubers, like you had them show up on your channel.
Yeah, when I know that happened during the second channel, I believe.
Yes.
What happened was I was overwhelmed with game reviews, submissions. People would submit so many things to me. I just honestly didn't have the time. Because I was more focused at the time, I was more focused on my own shit. I'll be honest, dude, I was a bit selfish back then. I guess it's only child syndrome, whatever. But I didn't really have a lot of time to review those games. So what I did is I got some people on there to help me review them. And that's why, you got like Avnus, and you had... what's his name, Pro Guy, and a couple others who wanted to do some of the reviews. Just kind of take some of the workload off. But I thought they did pretty good. But this time around, I'm not going to be doing that.
All right, that actually answers my follow-up question, which was like, are you going to have other people show up again? And so that's nice.
That's not in the plans, Marky. And
to be fair, I actually approve that decision. This is your channel. I come here for you. I don't come here for these other dudes. Like, who the fuck is this MarkyJoe guy playing Shript over here? Like,
right.
Damn. For a second, I was expecting like a bigger laugh than that, but it's like, yeah, I actually showed up on your channel a couple times. Like, I think it was like for 3 reviews, Shript, some game where like all the things are white blocks or whatever. I think.
That was Space Invaders.
Yeah, that one.
That was one of the funniest reviews, man. It was hilarious. I know there were a couple, because I was watching some of the stuff that you were doing. You mentioned that I was kind of losing it. Like I felt like I was just kind of fading away. Like I wasn't the Drakiyth that I used to be. And I could tell that was affecting you. And no, you were right, though. There was a lot of shit that went down from the hack. I was very depressed about that. The channel having to basically be remade from scratch. And have everybody come over. And on top of that, I was having really bad girlfriend issues at the time, a really bad breakup. And I think I just lost faith and hope, and I just kind of fucking just vanished off into the nether. But I was also involved in the EverQuest emulator thing, and that kind of sucked my life up too. So
yeah. And meanwhile, I'm over here I with all these fucking subscribers, and I see the channel stop being active, and I'm just like, man, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
this feels so wrong. It's so unfair.
And I feel bad about it, dude, because I really feel like I kind of left a possible legacy or something, something that could have grew bigger, and just kind of left it on the table, instead of actually pushing forward with it and making people laugh and stuff. So I don't know. It felt bad. It felt bad to do what I did.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I don't blame you. There's been several times where I thought about just quitting on my channel, or my own spark went away and shit. And you could argue that currently I'm going through that because I haven't uploaded in a while, and I'm doing the Don't Make Fire Emblem contest, but it's been months since I last uploaded an episode.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Part of that is also I'm waiting for my guest star to do his part in the next video, which, by the way, guys, it's a fucking dude from the SMT community. I'm gonna leave it at that. Get hype. But
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, I just burped. The other thing is just people haven't been talking about it much. It's been getting a shitload of views, more views than most of my videos, but because I'm not feeling the pulse of the audience, it's kind of making me be like, well, I could be working on other stuff instead,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly how that feels, man. And it's just, I guess it's both a lesson to both of us. We just gotta be patient. We just gotta keep putting content out, and that's how the channel grows.
I feel like I've gotten a bit of a different lesson from it.
Yeah.
My lesson is just don't do shit you don't want to do. Because then, sometimes
that's true.
Sometimes if you force it, then that makes it harder to come back, And if you don't force it, then inspiration comes back sooner.
Yeah, you got to have fun with what you do. I think that's the biggest thing. And at the end there, I just wasn't having fun with the videos. I wasn't having fun with, even my own projects, man. I mean, I canceled a big thing called Acela. I had a lot of people working on that with me, and I just canceled it, dude, because I don't know. I have a problem sometimes where I just can't finish anything,
Oh, man, dude. I know that fucking feeling. A long time ago, I worked on a project called Chronicles of Lusaria, and I kind of went through the same thing. I fucking crashed and burned, and I, crashed and burned in the worst possible way. I essentially just, left the server without warning, and, a bunch of my team members were like, wow, what a fucking douche.
Yeah, exactly. And then people start hating you and shit, and trust me, I had the Varlindria server, I had Varlindria Ascension, I had Erevan. I mean, these were some really popular servers on EverQuest emulator, when they first launched and everything. And then there was a lot of drama shit, troublemakers, and obviously the whole thing with the donations. People didn't really like all that because, there were people getting items or whatever that other people weren't able to get because they couldn't donate and stuff. So the whole donation thing, man, and everything that went down with all of that, it just led to a disaster, and all of those servers ultimately just collapsed upon each other. So that's why, going forward, when it comes to any kind of donation thing, I'm just leaving it up to, if the person likes my content, they can go ahead and they can send money, man. That's up to them. But I'm not going to, kind of like prong them or try to advertise or anything like that in the server, anymore. I'm done with all that shit.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I think that's more or less the policy I've started to adopt with my own shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either that, or if I want money from someone, I make a product for them to buy. Because then it's like, it's a guaranteed you get the thing you expect type of deal, you know?
Sure.
It just makes things way more simple. So, let's talk about fucking submissions.
Okay.
Let's talk about our favorites, like, because obviously for me, probably Cliché Quest 1 and 2 and the 2 Invasion of the Sexy Chimps games.
Yeah, it's mostly Zuhane's stuff. Guy's pretty damn smart.
Dude, apparently he's like making a game. Like, I did detective work and I found his blog and he's making some fucking space game.
I bet it's going to be awesome. The guy's a great... even with just his crappy games, you can see the guy has a lot of talent. So yeah. I wish him all the best in that.
Also, like, I was reading a bunch of comments for your stuff, and I heard a lot of people bring up the game Ketchup.
Oh, Ketchup, yeah. That was a game that was on my old channel. It was hilarious, and I definitely want to review that.
Yeah. By the way, guys, like, if you guys want Drak to review your stuff, you can just, like, go over to his channel, make some shitty-ass RPG Maker game, and pass it his way. Like,
yeah, dude.
His queue is empty as fuck. Go ahead, sorry.
No problem. You could do RPG Maker, Unity, anything that's kind of like a plug-and-play type of situation. I will fucking play it and review it, and, you might get a giggle, mate. You might get a giggle.
Oh, that pretty much answers my my other question. Like, will you accept games made in other engines?
Yeah, if it's plug and play, I'm willing to do anything, really.
All right, well, that's actually really good to know. I can't wait for the next Heroin Master to be made in fucking Game Maker Studio 2 with 3D graphics. Oh, now you can inject the heroin in 3D space. Press Z to shoot up.
Yeah. Really, the only rules I have are, don't go crazy on the puzzles and shit like that. Just needs to be a nice, funny, linear game that I can go through and, have some laughs. Of course, focus on comedy. That's a big one. But try to make your game about 20 minutes long or so.
Yeah. I think the best practice is, like, if you're making a game, pretend that Drakiyth is reviewing it and, like, try to set it up so it makes for a really funny video.
Yeah, exactly. An example is the one that you just did, The Legend of Ao. It was perfect. It was perfect, man.
I fucking love Legend of Ao. Oh, man.
It was a trip.
Yeah. There were a couple other submissions that I remember. I talked about Cliché Quest 1 and 2. The main things that I remember is that in Cliché Quest there were traps everywhere. Like, you would step 2 feet north and then you just get blown up. Game over. Right then and there.
Yeah, that game was cancer, man. I was so fucking pissed at playing that shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, and there was this one point where there's like a boulder or a rock, and like it would roll over to squish you, and then you would find a way to get around that, and then like you'd walk straight up, and then the boulder would like follow you all the way up and then kill you again.
Yeah.
And then there'd be another fucking one where it's like there's no boulder anywhere but on a rooftop, and then it just jumps onto you.
Yeah. It was so bad, dude. It was so fucking bad. Yeah.
And then at one point you were like, yo, if you're a Harry Potter fan and you're like fucking crazy as shit, then all I gotta say is fuck you. And then the creator heard that line and then he used it in the sequel, and he had like actual Harry Potter fans fight you in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff was pretty crazy.
Yeah. And, yeah. I've run out of shit to talk about. Fuck.
I think one was like ultimately come back, right?
Yeah. Well, that was part of the history thing on our notes thing, is that, like, why did you come back?
Yeah. I mean, the main reason, dude, that I came back is I would say a couple days before I announced everything, that I was returning and everything. I got on the channel and I was just kind of reminiscing, and I saw a couple posts that really touched me, and it was like, I miss you, and really, really, really want you to come back. And I know somebody messaged me as well, saying something like they were having suicidal thoughts and shit like that, and that my videos brightened their day. You just stuff like that. It really touches you as a content developer, and it was one of the main reasons that I came back. I felt like I needed to get that spark back, and I did. That was definitely a help to push that spark back into me. Another thing too, dude, is I became a dad, and I've been married for several years now, and I've changed a lot of my views and stuff. I've changed, how I feel about certain things. So I feel more giving and caring, I guess you could say, not as selfish as I used to be. So, and you can see it in all of my projects now, with the way I've done donations and Tidefall coming up, and the way that just everything lines up now with the channel and how I'm doing this, and why I'm back. So, but ultimately I just wanted to make people laugh again, and I'm here, and whatever comes with that comes with that.
Yeah. Regarding the thing where you said, like, people saying, like, we miss you and shit, I don't think people realize this, but when you say things like that, it means a lot to creators. Like, sometimes I'll get emails from some schmuck, and they'll be like, when I'm all bored and depressed and shit, I'll watch your videos and it makes me happy. And I'm like, oh. And then I screenshot it and put it in my folder of, like, self-esteem boosters, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, dude, it really is a good self-esteem boost, for sure.
Yeah. I also have a folder that tells me I suck, too, but that's just for humbling purposes when I get too arrogant.
Okay. Yeah. I've had too much of that, so I know how it feels. I don't need a folder for that.
Yeah, nowadays I don't even fucking look at it, but, just in case.
Yeah. I mean, the way you look at it, dude, you're always going to have fucking haters, and then you're going to have people who admire you.
Yeah.
You just gotta go with it, man.
Yeah. All right. I think we've officially run out of shit to say, finally. So,
okay.
Any closing words? Any last words, Drakeyth?
Yeah, man. Just come over to the channel, have a good time. I'm going to be putting out a video every day, or that's definitely my goal. But besides that, dude, I'm going to be here for everybody. If you want to laugh, fucking come over, and also take a look at the Discord too, and join us. It's a brand new Discord, so it's in its infancy. So if you see 10 people or whatever, don't get discouraged. It just needs to grow. We all start somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So, that's it. I guess
that's it.
Yeah. I guess I'll see you all.
All right, man. Thanks for thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.